We're learning that India's Foreign Secretary will now be holding a briefing for the Standing Committee on External Affairs with Dr. Secy as the chair to discuss the ongoing Israel-Palestinian war and India's stand on 25th of October. So that is going to be happening in 2 days from now. India's stand on the Middle Eastern crisis. We are seeing how there has been an escalation in the attacks which are happening from both sides. We just learnt that the successor to the Hezbollah chief, Hassan Nasrallah, has also been eliminated, and the IDF really had put out that statement. So there is a proper escalation that Middle East is seeing. And in that entire Israel-Palestinian conflict, we have seen how Iran has also jumped in. In the past also, there were attacks that happened from the Iranian side in Israel, specifically targeting the Mossad headquarters. And now India is going to be holding that briefing where the Foreign Secretary will be, in fact, discussing India's stand on that entire crisis on the 25th of October. My colleague Payal has got us that information. She's live with us on the broadcast. Yes, Payal.
Well, of course, it's going to be a very important meeting, Greha, given the fact that, many members of the committee have wanted to understand what's happening in that entire space. But, credit must be given to Dr. Secy who's a former, external affairs minister. Understanding the situation, he basically has said that this briefing will be done on the ongoing situation, basically to understand India's stand and India's position. But this is not going to become a part of the committee report. Normally whenever anybody appears before the committee, it becomes a part of the report. This is just going to be a briefing for the members of the committee to understand the situation, because this is an ongoing situation, it's an ongoing crisis, and probably India could have consequences to the briefing that they really have given to their own members of parliament as well. So understanding the situation in great gravity, since Dr. Shashi Tharoor has held a position that Dr. Jaishankar currently is at the moment, so obviously he understands the situation. That's the reason he's going to ask the members to, in fact, absorb the information to understand what the situation is. But this is not going to be documented as part of the committee report, is what sources in the External Affairs Committee have been able to tell us. But nonetheless, it's a very, very important meeting. India's stand is extremely important because India has always been a harbinger of peace. India has always advocated for peace, whether it's here in Israel Palestine conflict or whether it was in the Ukraine Russia conflict as well. So that's something it's going to be extremely important to watch out for when the foreign secretary briefs the committee in terms of what really has happened so far, what has been India's stand on the entire matter, and how India views this from the view of geopolitics.